Some weeks ago, we got a letter from a Mr. Alan Ashton of Wellingborough saying that he'd seen in a local paper that we were coming here, and as he couldn't recall having heard us talking to a cinema projectionist, would we consider coming to interview him? And here we are, Mr. Ashton. We hadn't been to a cinema before in Down Your Way, so we were glad of your invitation. Now it's up to you to tell us how you get the pictures onto the screen.
Well, usually the films arrive here about 8 o'clock of a Saturday night, and we take them up into the projection room. We generally leave them there till Sunday, when it's my own job to take them out of the cans, put them on the rewinders, and we check every reel through by hand. There's probably sometimes in the region of 5 or 6 reels to an average feature-length film. A lot of people think that we also sit down Monday mornings or Sunday mornings and sit and see the programme through. That isn't so. The first time we see the film is when it goes on the screen at the start of the weekday programme or the middle week programme, whichever it is.
How many projectors do you use?
Just the 2.
So you lace up the first one with the first reel?
Yes.
And the second one with the second?
That's right, yeah. And throughout this performance, we go from one projector to the other.
Do you get tired of seeing it?
Well, some films, yes, but...
we won't go into that.
No.
Do you still wind the handle? Some people think so.
No, that's the thing. A lot of people think we do. They say, don't you get tired of sitting down there by the side and turning a handle? Well, that isn't so. We have motors that turn over the machines to constant speed otherwise.
And, of course, the music and speech is at the side of the film.
Yes, that's another thing that we find the public don't really understand, and that is the soundtrack is printed on the side of the film. And when we put it on our projectors, the sound head, as a separate part of the machine altogether, will pick up off the side of the film the actual sound recording. And
now, Mr. Crabb, you're the manager. How many cinemas have you got in this town?
We have 3 in Wellingborough.
Which are they?
Is the Lyric that you're in at the moment, and the Regal and Palace.
Up and down the country, we see the sad picture, if you like, of cinemas being closed right and left derelict or used for other purposes. How is it that a comparatively small town like yours can support 3 cinemas?
Well, I rely a lot on promotional ideas, publicity stunts, Western films, for instance. I think nothing of dressing one of my men up as a cowboy and putting him on horseback, send him around the town with credit cards, which does a lot, I believe, to attracting the people.
But how do you find the reaction to the X film and the U film, for example?
Well, mine is purely a personal opinion. The X film tends to keep the family away, with father sitting at home with the children, mother comes to the pictures. Dad doesn't want to come on his own, so therefore I've perhaps lost father and 2 or maybe 3 children.
Yes.
But an all-you program, then I get the lot.
They all come together.
Today I think the child brings mother and father more so than father bringing the family.
It's a very useful and necessary point of view. Any other promotional activities?
Well, yes, I have a request record program on my own. This has covered the world now. We have had requests from every country with the exception of Russia. And up to now, I've fulfilled 3,000 request records for the general public. These are played on Sundays between 4:30 and 5. It's a wonderful medium to keep everyone quiet during that half an hour waiting for the program to start.
I'm very glad it's from 4:30 to 5. Then they can all go out again and listen to Down Your Way, can't they?
That's something we hope doesn't happen.
Speaking of that, now, Mr. Ashton, do you take part in this as well?
Yes, well, since I arrived at the cinema here approximately about a year ago, actually, Mr. Crabb allowed me to introduce the request personally.
Well, this is turnabout as far as you're concerned, because I'm going to offer you a request instead of you offering me a request. What would you like to hear?
Well, it's something that I've always been interested in ever since I started in this business, and that is cinema organs.
Mm-hmm.
And I wondered if the BBC Library could delve out a real old Sydney Torch recording, Sydney Torch at the organ, that is.
Before he became a conductor?
Yes, that's right.
We'll look for that. Thank you very much indeed, and thank you for asking us to come, Mr. Crabb and Mr. Ashton.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.